everything's on a subscription basis. Everything is a membership. Everything's a mastermind. And I love that you are just kind of keeping it simple in that way where you're like, it doesn't have to be that unless that's what you want to do.
I'm not just like a coach. I'm not just strategy and meetings and one-off. I'm literally doing a deep dive into my clients' businesses, seeing their strengths, their challenging aspects of it where they could work on it. And then the strategy part of it is that I'm looking at what their next logical step could be.
I live in the big idea so much, the development side, the brainstorming side, that I start coming up with ideas that I think are new. And my assistant's like, girl, we already talked about this. This is not new. So having an outside person can be really beneficial, and you don't have to sign your life away. You can start with a phone call.
Is that the point? Isn't the point for your money to make business? So what I correct them to saying, let's be consistent. Let's not be viral.
Hey there, my little biz besties. Welcome back to In Good Company, where real entrepreneurs share real growth stories. Thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel. Let's get into it.
For someone that's never met you, obviously not me, we go way back. How would you describe what you do if you were having to explain it to someone that maybe has never met you before?
Yeah, I feel like I have to do this all the time because I kind of made up my own business title because I felt like what I was first working under the job title of didn't really fit that I was doing. So I call myself a creative business strategist, which I felt like I needed all three words, even though it's wordy, because I'm not just like a coach. I'm not just strategy and meetings and one-off. I'm literally doing a deep dive into my clients' businesses, seeing their strengths, their challenging aspects of it where they could work on it. And then the strategy part of it is that I'm looking at what their next logical step could be, whether it's that they need like a newsletter or a blog or social media presence. And then the creative part of my job title is that I have the skills to implement that for you. So I'm going to present a new pillar of the business, and then I am capable of taking ownership of it, so it's not something else on your plate.
Oh, I love that, because anytime a coach has said to me, you really need to do blogs, I'm like, I really don't want to do a blog. I'm not a blogger, but I love the idea, but I'm not the blogger. So you kind of come in and say, this is something we could do, and I'm going to help you do it.
Yep.
Oh, I love that, because it leaves people feeling like it's going to happen.
And it does happen, which is like, I need to be checking stuff off my to-do list. That's just how I function as a human. So I think to add stuff to other people's to-do list and then to leave them being like, okay, go start your blog, feels like, thanks, but what? So
but no,
I'm happy to put it on my to-do list and then literally check it off date by date.
Yeah, I love a list. Do you do a paper list or electronic?
Electronic. I did used to do paper, but my whole world is on this computer now, so I felt like it had to follow suit.
What do you use to keep track of your lists?
Okay, have you ever used Google Keep?
No. What is that?
It's like a sticky note that can live on the side of your email and anything, and you can get the app on your phone also. And then you can pin lists to the top. So I have like a list for each of my clients, and then I have a list for like my two sons and what they need to bring for school the next day, and then I have a list of like grocery store. You can share it with people. So my husband shares like the pharmacy one, and then you just add to it and then click it off. And so it's always on my computer screen, and I can open it on my phone if I'm like out at the doctor's appointment and need to add it to the next thing.
Right there.
So you have to look up Google Keep. It's amazing.
I'm gonna write that down, actually, because we use our accounting firm uses G Suite. So we are using all the Google things. I'm shocked I haven't heard of this yet. Okay, so we're keeping lists. Have you used a project management software before?
I use it with some of my clients because that's what they prefer to use. I myself don't need one. I kind of create my own system of like processes and stuff on Google Sheets. So I'm also a Google person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you live in the Google world too. Okay. I like both both. So I think it's because with a lot of moving parts, sometimes you need paper, sometimes you need it online. And like me, sometimes you need both. Sometimes you need it with you at all times, virtually or tangibly. So I love that I learned something. All right. What is creative brand strategist really? Would you consider yourself a coach? Would you consider yourself the doer? Or when you are talking to people, you say, I'm going to do an analysis on your business in this capacity. Does that sound about right?
Love that, because you gave me the opportunity to talk about both aspects of them. So
Yes.
for one, I could be seen as just the strategist, just the coach, just the idea generator, because I do offer like one-off, no commitment strategy sessions. We meet for an hour. You give me all your details beforehand. I give you like your little write-up afterwards, and you can either take my ideas and run with them yourself. You could sign up for another meeting in either 2 weeks or a month or in 3 months. So it's literally no commitment with the exception of the hour.
Yeah.
Or if you like that and we feel like we're like a compatible match in terms of working together, then I could become the doer. If you're like, oh, I love the idea of a newsletter because I have such a big email list, but I don't have time to write a newsletter, then they could work with me long term on like a retainer basis where I do quarterly newsletter or something like that.
Okay. Love that, because you're saying, let's just chat and see if there's anything I can do. You're not saying, sign this contract for the next year, and someone might not even know what they need yet.
That's
and they
part
could
of
do
the
it themselves.
problem.
They probably won't.
Most people don't know what they need. So that's why that initial meeting, honestly, the initial, like, let's just do one strategy call is helpful. Because maybe they are a go-getter and maybe they do enjoy writing, or I don't know, have somebody in their network that already works for them that could just take that task.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But they can't like brainstorm these things themselves because they've been heads down in their business for so long. I'm like an outsider.
Right. They're too close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if they have an assistant, they could take these ideas to them. And I get that, because sometimes I live in the big idea so much, the development side, the brainstorming side, that I start coming up with ideas that I think are new. And my assistant's like, girl, we already talked about this. This is not new. So having an outside person can be really beneficial, and you don't have to sign your life away. You can start with a phone call and submit information beforehand to get that strategy. I love that. I love non-committal commitment.
I know. And like,
best.
people work so hard for their money. Me, you, people in society. I don't want anyone to come in and drop hundreds of dollars without even knowing me. Like, that's
right.
I wouldn't do it. I'm way too frugal for that. So let's see if it can work. Like, maybe you have my personality or something. Not that would never be.
Never. Who? Moving on, because that's not a real thing. I love that, and it's. I think today, everything's on a subscription basis. Everything is a membership. Everything's a mastermind. And I love that you are just kind of keeping it simple in that way, where you're like, it doesn't have to be that unless that's what you want to do. You're giving some option. And that's beautiful. So when people hear, it's funny, you had mentioned Nikki, and I almost asked her this exact question, because I feel like in this changing world of social media and online businesses, there's so much pressure to have a strong online presence. And there are a lot of different types of people that can help you improve your presence. But sometimes you get caught up in the name of what that person does. Or sometimes you don't know if I need a VA. Do I need a creative business strategist? Do I need, a social media, a brand designer, LMNOP? So what are some common misconceptions that people have about a creative brand, almost said what Nikki told me she was, creative business strategist? What are people think it, and you're like, no, I'm not that?
I think people get this idea that they need to, like, in terms of online presence, people think they need to like go viral, have the next big reel on Instagram, constantly be talking to their like videoing their whole day and like creating the next brand. And that drives me nuts because that's probably not going to happen. And to be honest with you, if you haven't gone viral by the time you've met me, nothing I do is going to make you go viral because something in your personality is not giving whatever audiences want to see. Like whether it's aesthetic or outgoing or wildly blunt info. Like it's just not what's going to work for you. So I can't stand when people's expectations are, I need to get at least 1K engagement on each thing. And it's like, but is that the point? Isn't the point for your money to make business? So what I correct them to saying, let's be consistent. Let's not be viral. So if I come in, you have no social media presence whatsoever. I'm going to suggest you need 3 posts a week. You might get like maybe 3 likes, especially in the beginning. But that's not the point. Nobody cares about the likes, especially depending on who your audience is. I'll give you an example. One of my clients is a general contractor. He literally does like beautiful home remodels. He's an older gentleman. I love him to death. Doesn't get social media whatsoever. So I'm happy. He's such a sweet soul. So I've been doing him for like years now. 3 posts a week. They're never going to go viral. But I will tell you what, when somebody's searching for a kitchen renovation and they somehow find him one way or another, there's lots of ways they could have found him. If they're doing their due diligence and stalking the man they're going to pay lots of money to, they don't want to see that his last Instagram post was August of 2024.
Right.
And what
is he still working?
Right. And like same thing with a blog. I do his blog. We do one a month. They don't want to see that the last blog was 6 months ago. It's like, well, like, are you still doing it? So my key is always consistency, not viral. Now, if something goes viral, amazing. It was probably dumb luck, so let's not expect it every time. Like, we can celebrate that, but that's the struggle with online world. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to be popular in any way.
Yeah, I love that because there is this pressure when you are an online business that you spend all this time. I spend so much time on the decision of should I post that? Should I post that? Do I need to do a day in the life? Why would people want to know what I do all day? I do love those videos. But I mean, give me like a normal person, you know? I don't need like a celebrity, like a normal person going through their day. But there's this pressure that, oh, I only got 2 likes. Well, my business is going to fail because people aren't liking it. Or I worked so hard on this reel and showed my whole day and it took me 10 days to edit it and the views were less than $1,000. I'm failing. So you're shifting that. And I love that because there is pressure. There's so much pressure. Like you're supposed to be the best of the best. And I'm like, somebody's just really good at editing or they just did something crazy. Honestly, if I recorded myself on a daily basis just walking, I probably would go viral because I fall all the time. But that's not where the money is. That's not going to keep our businesses going.
Right. So it has to be something that just is there for when people go to stalk you and you have stuff for them to stalk.
Okay, exactly. And showing that you're still working, you're still in business. So I love that. I have to ask because one of the key points that shows up when I look you up, when my manager sent the 1-pager, you were a teacher.
I know.
You're doing God's work, number one. What did you teach? What happened? And why? What sparked the shift?
Okay, I taught 7th and 8th grade reading in the same middle school that I attended for 10 years. And I truly believe this. I was born to be a teacher. I have that like bubbly, sarcastic personality that I felt like that age of kids really related to.
I can see that.
And I can say this without, I think there's a line between confidence and cocky, and I think it's just confidence. I was good at it. Like, I was good at teaching. I knew because of the growth my kids showed, the data, just like how people interacted with me in the school. So if you would have asked me this a couple years ago, I would have retired at that school when I was 63, 65, whatever the age is. But now I'm not there. And that was a super bittersweet decision. Basically, what happened, since you asked, is nothing tragic whatsoever. I loved it.
Okay.
I have two little boys, and when they're 4, one's about to turn 5 and 2.5. And when the second one was born, he rocked my world.
As those second children do. I tell you.
The stereotypical second baby. And they're both boys, and so now it's a whole different type of rocking my world because they're wrestling and doing things all over the place.
They're wild.
I couldn't leave him. If I could leave him, whoever was going to be watching him was going to have a day of a screaming baby, of probably panic, like I don't know what to do, like, because that's what my day was, but I'm his mom. And if I did decide, like, you know what, it's just what needs to be done, people do this, moms do this all the time.
Yep. We're leaving him. We're doing this thing.
Literally, like, it's I did it with my first. It just happened.
Yeah.
It has to happen. But also he was not sleeping. So, like, just throw that in. And, like, honestly, he's 2.5 now. I would be willing to say in the last 6 months he started sleeping. So if I did say, forget it, I have to go back, I don't know how I would go back into that classroom with the same peppy, bubbly, happy to be there teacher that I was.
Sure.
And so, like, I always called my students my kids because they were. I love them. I think about them all the time. But now, like, I truly have my own children, and it's just different.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It was bittersweet. I loved teaching, but I like being with them more.
Well, and those second children don't play. Whenever people ask, like, what are your kids like? I'm like, just look at my first one.
Same.
Just look at the first. Don't give the second one grace. But to see where I was my best mother self, look at the first. He's well-mannered. He listens. He's polite.
I say things once, he responds.
Yeah.
The other one,
if I say we're going to
dreaming, nothing.
Yeah, I don't care. I have older boys, 14 and 8. And so there was a gap. And so during that gap, I was like, I'm such a good mom. Like, I know what I'm doing. And then the second one comes and I'm like, redacted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Night and day. And I love how vulnerable you were about, I loved my job, but I had to make a decision, and that's just what I did. There doesn't have to be like this big sob story. Some people have it, and, you know, people ask, why would I go out on my own? I had a good paying job. Well, I have kids, and that's where I was needed. They weren't babies, but they need their mom to be, if they're sick, their mom doesn't need to feel frustrated because they're sick and now she has to take off work, risk being in trouble, or use vacation days and then, you know, hope they don't dwindle down. It's this whole thing, right? I need to just be there when they need me. And that's how it is.
Such a simple concept. And, like,
you
know, I'm not naive. I know you can't just, a lot of people anyway, can't just up and quit their job. You need finance, like, you need an income. At least I'm responsible in our family for pulling some of the income, like my husband too, with the team. So I used maternity leave with my second one when I kind of saw where things were headed about not being able to return. I used that to see, like, can I make my own money, like, without being an employee somewhere? And I worked really hard on maternity leave, which is nuts when I think about that, because it's like a blackout moment of my life. But I worked really hard to build this up because, like, you know, if it flopped, at least I could go back. And the worst case scenario is that I go back and I figure it out like millions of other women do.
Yep. Yeah. And there is I'm going to say an identity shift. And I'll speak from my own experience. I want to hear yours. When I was corporate accountant Ashley, I was a different version of myself. And when I came home, when I started working for myself, I had to find a new identity, because you're not just a mom. And when you come home, normally, you know, before you started working from home, you kind of shift into like mom mode. I remember long days at the office, getting home so late, 6 o'clock, after picking kids up from daycare. And something about getting into that driveway, it's like you switch hats. And I'm like, okay, I'm in mom mode. Like, I got to get dinner going. I got to get these, kids' clothes off because they have uniforms. You go down your list and you turn into, I need to take care of this business, which is my home and my kids. But when you start working from home, the lines are so blurry. Your identity is ripped in half, and like, sister, you got to think of something different because it's different. So did you feel that when you started working for yourself? You are your own accountability. You are your schedule maker. You are HR. And when you're the only employee and you're HR, you're like, it's a lot. I'm a lot. Like, yes. I'm the worst employee.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, because I love hearing how people manage it. Some people are like, well, you just, like, you get an office, you shut the door, you're back to business Ashley. And I'm like, that's a great idea. Anyways, yeah. Like, it's not like that. Because, yeah. My kids don't care if the door is closed. They open it.
Originally, I was super sad to not fall under this identity of being a teacher. Not sad because I regretted my decision. Sad because I know how people respond when I tell them I was a teacher or I am a teacher back in the day. It's like, whoa, you're a superhero. Like, and it's just
you're doing God's work.
Literally, yes. And that's
so funny.
That's the norm. And it's like, I am proud of myself. Nobody teaches for the money, trust me. I'm proud of myself for playing such a monumental role in some pre-teenager's life to get them through whatever they may be going through. So not being a teacher anymore made me feel like I was like something less, because to me teachers were held by society like such a high pedestal. So that was tricky. Now, a mom, I also know, is a superhero. Title also. So I was happy to step into the role of mom. I do not, the only time I sit in my office, which is actually our guest bedroom.
Of course it is. It's a lot of things.
Literally. Is to record a podcast, because my kids are downstairs with my mom, who watches them for me when I do this, because otherwise I'm working on the playroom floor. I'm working out on the patio while they play. I'm working on the couch while they're watching like a little like restful show for 30 minutes or something. Yeah. So I'm not, there's no switching of the hats at home. Like, now I'm mom, now I'm business owner, because I'm constantly both. And it's not super difficult for me, because I feel like I'm somebody who will never underestimate a chunk of time. Like, if I have 15 minutes, I can bang something out in 15 minutes. Whereas, like, I know people who are like, well, what's the point in starting that? So I kind of built it around, like, my needs and my own strengths.
And that's so true, because there are so many people that want to teach you. They want you to pay to learn like a work-life balance. They want you to pay to manage your time wisely, to do the time block, to highlight the planners, to invest in this project management software that's going to change your life. And sometimes the bottom line is, you have 15 minutes, let's make the most of 15 minutes and move on with your day. Not get caught up in what you didn't get done, but let's see what we can get done. I know with the break, the past couple weeks, my kids were home, and I could show them my calendar, and I could show them I have meetings at this time, and they'll be like, yes, we will respect that, because my kids are older. They can communicate. We'll respect that. Will they do it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Every time I get on a call, I get someone in the background. I hear wrestling in the next room. I'm competing for internet. So you found a way to work with your life, not try to balance it with your life. And that is what has helped you get to where you are. And I had to highlight that, because I know a lot of moms listen to this podcast and they're working moms. And there is something so special when you give them permission to just work with your life. Stop working against it.
I know.
Kind of set them free.
And you know what? Because like my whole reason in doing this was because I needed to be with my kids. My second one just the whole thing changed. I am very upfront with people when I take on a new client that like my kids are here. They go to preschool for like 2.5 hours, but not every day, and they're here. So I only come up in this room to record a podcast. When I have a meeting, they're in the background. If they come over
It's
and
a circus.
like, it's not a full blown circus because I
Beautiful.
feel like I've instilled decent enough expectations for my kids that they can understand, like at their age level.
Yeah.
But like, if a client wasn't okay with me having a kid ask me to open up something while I'm on a call, then that's probably not the ideal client for me anyway. So yeah, I'm not like sitting here rocking a baby or, you know, Bluey blasting in the background. But there's a chance a kid might pop their head in and like smile because they see themselves on the screen, and then they move on with their day. And my clients understand that. So they never derail a meeting. But they're obviously there because I did this because of them.
Oh, I love that. And I think you get better at it too, the longer you do it. And so, you know, for me, I've been doing it a while. And so, like I said, my kids kind of know if the door is closed most of the time, you know, they're not going to bother me. Now, like your kids, if they see themselves in the camera, it's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen myself before.
I like must start making faces. I'm like,
this is you. Go look in a mirror. It's the same experience.
Yeah.
So yes, I do get that. And I think when you first start working from home, that your idea of what is a perfect day, how to get work done changes dramatically. So when you first started, what did you notice when you were trying to create your perfect day or trying to just create a day? What were some of the struggles that maybe you noticed when you first started and that you feel like you've gotten better at?
I would try to work just during their nap times when they were younger. Obviously, the older one doesn't nap now. The second one is half and half. Because I felt like I owed that to them. Like, you know, they're awake. I'm not going to be distracted. I'm going to spend all my time with them. So I'm just going to work during their nap. And I found that to be difficult because I would be like frustrated if he was a baby and horrible sleeper anyway. If he was taking like 25 minutes to put down for a nap, I would be getting frustrated. Like, I need you to go to sleep because now I have 25 minutes less, which I can do anything with any amount of time. But like, it was frustrating me to the point where I'm like, I'm not being like a good mom. Like, how can I expect a 4-month-old to understand that? Like, that's
like, follow my rules. I don't care how old you are.
I want them to understand, but I also know it's not age appropriate for them to understand.
Right.
So I switched that mindset of like just working when they nap because I felt like I was waiting for them to nap as opposed to just enjoying my time with them. So now it's like, well, if they're playing by themselves or with each other and I'm not involved, like I'm not actively being Superman or something, then I just kind of drift into the background and I do work right next to them on the floor. I'm not going to leave and come up to the office. They'd follow me. But like, I do it then. And then, you know, if they need something, all right, that's fine. But
that's special.
Trying to be rigid because I was following you need a time block, you need this, and I was like, great, I'll do it during naps. And I tried because that's what everybody tells you have to do. And then my husband gave me like monumental advice. He's like, you know, you make the rules. I was like, oh, I do. I was like, this is great.
I love that. It's
you.
So simple, but we need the reminder because sometimes we feel like, no, I'm like, this is their world and I'm living in it. And it's no one's world. It's all of our worlds. And, you know, we're the authority. But it does feel like if someone's starting a business, they have kids, yes, I'm going to work during nap time. And then you anticipate nap time. And when nap time doesn't happen exactly when it's supposed to or how it's supposed to, you're 10 books in, 3 songs in, and you're like, what's happening? And then you start feeling angry. You start feeling like irrationally bitter. Like, God, I could have got all this stuff done. So instead, you're just saying, I drift away when I can, which I love that visual. You're just like, you know,
I know.
drifting away into the background. Like,
I literally in out, which is why I sit on the floor to do all my work because if I move up to the chair, they're going to notice.
I'm like, what are you doing? You're on a different level now. No, I love that. So let's talk about what you're actually doing for your clients. How would someone know to reach out to you? What are some of the, like, if you are doing a strategy call, how would they know to even have scheduled that call? Some signs.
So I made my own website. It's on Canva.
Your website is?
Yeah, because I'd have no business
That's fine.
expenses, which I'm like weirdly proud of.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
Therefore, I had to make it myself on Canva.
Okay.
So it's not glitz and glam. I think it looks pretty good considering I'm not a web designer, but I like how it looks.
Simple. Yeah,
So
I love Canva.
that is
I
how
didn't know they
people
did that.
schedule. Yeah, I know. You don't get a pretty domain. It's not like kerrykomarov.com. One day maybe, but right now I don't need that.
You don't need it.
Um,
Okay.
That's how people literally book a call. They just, let's connect. They go on there and everything. But
Okay.
how to internally decide if they need that, it's almost like, okay, it's one of two things. It's either I'm so overwhelmed, I actually like physically can't get started on anything because I have so much that I need to do. It's like overwhelm. It's like paralysis kind of like, I don't even know where to start. So that being one, because they could hop on that call with me and be like, I need you to do this, this, and this. Is it in your wheelhouse? And I can say yes or no. And then they just hand it off. The other type of person who clicks in their head, they might need to contact me, is like, things have been going, maybe not well, but like things have just been pretty stable. I guess stable is a better word. Things have been stable. So what should I do next? And then, maybe they're like you. They know somewhere they should have a blog, but they're not into writing blogs. Maybe they want to, like this, maybe they want to get on podcasts to either give themselves content or get in front of new audiences, but they don't know where to start with finding a podcast host and the whole thing. So like what is my next step and how can I take it? Like those people who are feeling stable, I would say, are the other half to reach out.
They've reached somewhat of a plateau. And so what you're saying is you can help with impacting sales and not, you're not selling, but you're going to help them impact their sales, because I noticed nothing was super specific when you're saying I can help with these things. So that kind of tells me that every client might be a little different. Would you say that's about what it's like for you? Okay.
I've nurtured my own little system, which I try to guide people towards. But realistically, if that's not going to work for them, it's not going to work. So, like, my favorite things to do for people are anything with the equivalent in your brain of online scrapbooking. So, like, piece together a flyer, piece together a newsletter, piece together a blog post. So anything that involves writing and imagery in some way are like my favorite, and that tends to be where people get that like paralysis of, oh my god, I don't even know where to start, because like I need to write and then I need to create images and then I need like, it's too much for them. So that's what I like to do for people, but and that is what I do
that makes
for
sense.
most of them.
Okay, so there are some commonalities when it comes to content. And I love scrapbooking. So as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, speaking my language. I like the idea of scrapbooking. I don't think I like the execution, because I have a hard time with like messiness. And sometimes scrapbooking can feel messy.
I know.
Do you
It's because it's organized chaos is what it really is.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I like it. Like, I like organizing blogs, and writing goes here, and image here, and then a link, and I like doing that.
I love that. Okay. Why do you think owners freeze? They get this analysis paralysis when it comes to posting. Like, why? Who cares? But why do you think? When you are listening to people, they have their strategy call, and they say all these things they know they should be doing or want to do, why do you think they haven't just done it?
Well, because I don't think that they have the time to put a post together. I don't think they can see the long game of like, you should put this post out now, because if you wait until, let's say you wanted to make a post like launching this product, whatever.
Yeah.
they're so excited to post that they don't want to do it too early, so now they're just waiting. Well, in the meantime, you've had nothing posted for months.
Yeah.
So I think that they're really just waiting till things are perfect, which, not to laugh at anybody, because this is literally what I do for people. I make stuff.
Yeah.
The lifespan of an Instagram post is like seconds. Like a story's 24 hours. Cool.
Yeah.
An Instagram post, if you didn't get people, they're scrolling right past.
Yeah. That's
And so,
such a
like, yeah,
bummer.
you might hit a good one where, like, people go back
Yeah.
to it, reshare it, visit, and then it extends its own life. But, like,
Yeah.
so I think
So
that's it.
time, overwhelm. If you, again, you're one of the things that you said that people would feel like I need to reach out to Kerry is I'm overwhelmed, I don't have time, and I don't know where to start. When it comes to posting, there are a lot of options. It's no longer a status on Facebook. It is, what platform are we talking about? What type of content? Are we doing videos? Are we doing, long form, short? There's so many different kinds, and it feels overwhelming and it's time consuming. So you can help with that. And you mentioned affecting sales. You're affecting their revenue. But what does indirect revenue strategies mean? Like what are
Okay.
some ways you help with that?
So here's exactly how I describe this. Everything I do for my clients is not going to directly make them money. Okay? I'm not selling a product to anybody. I'm not even selling a service to anybody. But I am indirectly making them money every time. Take my general contractor client, for example. I do a monthly newsletter for him to his email list. That newsletter doesn't make him any money directly. What it does do is put his name in front of 500 people, call it 500, in their inbox. And now those people are like, actually respond. Like maybe, 20 or something respond.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting my basement remodeled. Like, can you come in for a quote? Well, then it's in his hands. So
Yeah.
I indirectly made the connection, and then he has to make the sale. So my newsletter did not make him money, but my newsletter gave him the path to make the money himself.
No, that's gold. Because you are helping people stay consistent. You are helping people stay relevant. You're not selling. You're helping with their online presence.
Right.
And that is the whole, that feels like the whole point when it comes to having an online presence. I love that you have a Canva website because people think I have to drop some dough on a website. And you are leading by example. You're like, you don't need all that to make money. You really don't. We're overcomplicating it. So staying relevant, consistency hand in hand. But when you say, I'm helping you stay relevant, what is the formula for staying relevant? How often should we be posting?
For my own self, I just try to do it once a week, which is probably not enough. But for my own, like, if somebody were to Google me or, look me up on Facebook, they'd see a post from within a week. Because for me, that's all I need. When I was posting more, I wasn't noticing that I was getting any more clients than I am now, because what happens is that the people who I do know and who had good experiences with me, now I'm talking to their people. So it's like they're doing the referring for me. And then, like we talked about, doing the due diligence of where you're spending your money, they should look me up. And I'm going to have posted a week ago. I don't so that's kind of how
That's the expectation. Yeah.
For somebody who doesn't post at all, I think 3 posts a week, one, pulling from your personal life and how can it connect to a post about your business. I think my most recent one right now, because it's New Year, I know your episodes aren't in real time, but New Year's is like, picture that my husband took of me drinking wine on like our once a month date night. That has nothing to do with my business. So what did I do? I changed that into a post about like New Year's and goals for your business and like cheers to 2026. So like you can pull one from your personal life. You can have one be a question. Like, you asked me a great one. Paperless, digitalless, and then let people go in the comments. And maybe they won't go in the comments, but you started off. You should be the first one to comment on a question. Break the ice. Yeah. And then the third one could be something trending. about the industry that you're in, whether it's hair, home modeling, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
And that's
that's
how
like
we're
a
going to stay
simple way to
relevant.
start. That's kind of how I
Okay.
thought. And then if you want to do reels, if you want to do static posts are easier. I would take the easy way if I were
What is a static post?
like a picture. Doesn't move.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
like, it's literally just it's not a reel, it's not a video.
Okay, just picture. Okay. Now, if you look at my social media, you'd be like, why are you asking that? You have static posts. My assistant is very knowledgeable. So she does all those things. So you're helping with that. You have the knowledge. They just need to show up with the yearning for wanting to stay relevant. And it doesn't have to be complicated. So a simple action step that a listener can do is 3 posts a week. And you broke it down very simple, like even where I understand it. And I'm not a tech guy. Like everything that I do is someone else told me to do it. Nothing was original thought here. Okay. So I want to make sure that people understand something that you see that's holding them back, because I feel like if you explain what you see is holding people back, it's going to hit with somebody. They're going to be like, oh, I do that. So what are some signs that you see in people that holds them back from either scheduling this call with you or doing it themselves, doing the things themselves that we talked about?
I think when people feel like they can't do it themselves, the one thing holding them back is like they feel like they don't have the like skills or experience to do it themselves. Like my background is in teaching. For a very long time I thought I can't run a business, I'm just a teacher, which is not hilarious because like teachers build all the other like careers and whatever. But like
monumental.
All you have to do in that situation, if you feel like I can't make an Instagram post, like what? I don't know how to like do graphics on Canva. Think about what you do know how to do. I'm sure people in whatever world of business they're in have had to make some type of presentation, whether it's Google Slides or speak to an audience about something that they are knowledgeable about. So like just translate that. If you made a good looking Google slide, you can make a good looking graphic on Canva. In my teacher world, those were my lesson plans. Here, they're my Instagram posts. They're just a different title. So it's a perspective change.
Oh, I love that. So you're taking some skills you already have to fit where you are now.
Because you probably have all the skills you need. Like, I mean...
Yeah, you think you do. It's fear of the unknown, too.
Yep.
I think. And I am an observer of TikTok. So I like watching people's day. I like falls and farts, honestly, get me every time. I don't know why.
Falls can have me like truly rolling on the floor laughing.
Yes. Well, I laugh like I don't ever fall on my face, which happens all the time. So yes. So using those skills we already have. And TikTok wants to tell you you're always behind, but you are very much saying the opposite. Just stay consistent, stay relevant, and use the skills you already have. And you are leading that by example. We very much love the teachers in our homes because we know our children.
Yeah.
And
Same.
we're not under any false lenses that we have perfect children. So teachers are, oh man, so much love for teachers. But Kerry, this has been such a good conversation. I love how you simplify growth and remind us that consistency and staying relevant really are about trust. Not doing more, but just showing up better. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to our audience and found yourself kind of nodding along like I did almost the whole time, especially if you're a business owner and you know you should be more visible, but maybe you feel stuck, like Kerry mentioned, or overwhelmed, like Kerry mentioned directly, Kerry offers a free connection call. A free connection call. Yes. Okay. I'm getting the approval. Connection call where you can talk through where you're at and what might help you move forward. Then we'll make sure that the link is in our show notes. so our audience can grab it easily. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story, your perspective with us today. I always have a very soft spot for mompreneurs, and I could hear tiny little feet in the background. And that tells me this was a priority, because the tiny feet in the background are living their life, and you took time aside to talk to me and our audience. So if this episode resonated with any of our listeners, send it to a friend who is building something, could use a reminder that they don't have to do it all at once. They just need to carry in their life and see how their businesses grow. So until next time, remember that you are in good company. And that's a wrap.
Yay.
If I could do it all over again, there'd be no wish I would or should have been. Spend more time with my family and friends. If I could do it all over again, I'd wake up early and start my